Welcome and namaste. This is Gentle Flow Yoga. As I like to always remind everyone, please be super safe when you're doing any of these poses. Don't ever do something that doesn't feel right to you. Yoga is different for everyone, but what's most important is you take care of yourself and you really listen to the body. Let this be a practice of body awareness and just starting to tune in and exploring the body as well. So go ahead and begin your practice lying on your back. Begin to let the body settle in and get heavy. And this is where you might begin to notice the breath. Notice the natural rhythm of the inhale and the exhale. And perhaps you do a body scan and notice how you're feeling from your head all the way down to your toes. Notice if there's an area where you're holding tension and try to let that go. And you might send extra breath to those areas throughout class. Now that you've started to notice the breath, you might begin to deepen the breath using 3-part breath or Dirga breath. So with every inhale, you might first fill the belly with air. Continue that inhale, filling the lungs, even filling the throat, entire torso filled with breath. On the exhale, let the breath out. Completely draw navel towards spine. Continue long, slow, deep breaths. And take about 3 more deep breaths like that. From there, on your next inhale, bend your right knee and hug that right leg in towards your torso, maybe holding at the shin. And you might choose to remain in stillness here as you explore just using the breath. Or maybe you start to move the foot in circles, clockwise and counterclockwise. Might begin to move the knee in circles. So now you're letting the hip joint start to participate here. Again, both directions. Stay with the breath. You might even make a vinyasa here. Maybe the movement you're making is matching the breath. Take one more deep breath, exploring this flow. And then bring your right hand down on the mat. And then use your left hand to guide your outer thigh, bringing that entire leg across the body. So your hips and your back lifts off the mat for a twist. And you might even roll that head back towards the right for a full twist, including cervical spine. Breathe. Bring the head back to center first, and then allow the hips and the back to come back down onto the mat. And inhale that right foot up towards the ceiling. Now holding the right leg somewhere behind the thigh or maybe up at the chin. And then you might choose to make some more foot circles here. And then for a more gentle option, you can just allow the foot to come down to the mat, or you can first release the arms and let the leg stay where it is for a breath. And then take another big inhale. And as you exhale, engage your core and slowly bring that heel all the way down to the mat. Continue to breathe. And then just notice the legs. Maybe one feels more open or longer. And on an inhale, bend the left knee, hook the left leg in towards the torso. And either stay in stillness here or begin the foot circles. And then from here, come to those knee circles, exploring the hip joint. Both directions, but you get to decide when to switch directions. That's all up to you. And you can decide how fast or slow these movements are. After you have finished exploring all that, then bring your left hand down next to you on the mat and use your right hand on your outer thigh to guide that leg across the body. And the head might roll to the left. Last deep breath here. And on the exhale, gently release. Head comes back to center first, then the back and the hips come back on the mat. Inhale the left foot up towards the ceiling and hold the leg. Maybe make more movements with the foot. And then you can either gently release the leg down or release the arms first. Maybe goalpost or cactus arms. On your next inhale, breathe in deeply. And exhale, engage the core. Begin to gently release the heel all the way down. Keep breathing. Soften your jaw. And then notice your legs, if they feel a little more balanced now. And then bend your knees, hug them in towards your chest, and at first rock left to right. Massage the back. Come back to stillness there and bring your palms behind your thighs. Now, instead of doing this, you could roll to one side and gently come up. But if you're up for it, you might rock back and forth along your spine, if that feels good in your body. And then you might eventually rock yourself all the way up to Sukhasana, seated easy pose. If you have a blanket, you can pause this video and grab a blanket if you want and sit on it. So that is an option. It's nice to elevate the hips above the knees. So come to your seat. Feel in through the sit bones, grounded into the earth. Palms relaxed on your thighs, your knees, and lengthen the spine. Spine is long, jaw is soft. Close the eyes. And take a deep breath. palms together at your heart center and tuck your chin. And this is where you might find you have an intention for your class today. Something you need, something simple perhaps. Maybe it's just curiosity, or maybe you just need some self-care. Whatever that might be, allow it to come to mind. And then seal it with a deep breath. On your next inhale, bring your palms still together above your head. And exhale, release. Release the palms, release the intention. Interlace your fingers behind your back and open your heart. Shoulder blades come together. Deep breath. And then release the palms to the knees or the thighs. As you inhale, draw your heart forward, tilt your chin up. Exhale, tuck your chin around your spine. And keep going. Movement matches breath. Here's your first official vinyasa. Inhaling forward, exhale, rounded spine. Keep going. A couple more like that. Make your way back to neutral and bring your right hand down next to you on the mat. So keep that left sit bone grounded even as your right hand is reaching. And inhale the left arm out, up and over, continuing to ground through the left sit bone. And breathe. And be nice to your neck here. You don't ever have to force your neck to do anything in yoga. Just let it be comfortable. One more deep breath, reaching through the fingertips. On your inhale, strengthen your belly and then bring both arms up. Reaching up on that inhale, exhale, other side. Notice the right sit bone, make sure it's still grounded through the earth. And strengthen your belly. On your next inhale, reach both arms up through center. And then exhale to twist over to your right. Right hand behind you, left hand on your thigh. Inhale, lengthen your spine, get taller. And exhale, twist. On your next inhale, release the twist. Arms might reach up through the center. And exhale, other side. With every inhale, lengthen the spine. With every exhale, maybe there's a little more of a twist if it's safe. Soften your jaw. On your next inhale, release that. Reach your arms up through the center. And as you exhale, bring your palms down in front of you and then crawl yourself over into tabletop. So remove your blanket if you used one and come to tabletop. So in this position, your wrists are under your shoulders and your knees are under your hips. This is neutral tabletop, spine lengthening. From here, you can begin a cow flow if you'd like. So as you inhale, drop the belly, tilt the hips up and tilt the chin up. Exhale, tuck the chin round the spine, pressing the mat away like a cat. And then keep going in this flow. Inhale to cow. And exhale, cat. Your own pace here, your own breath. start to make your way back to neutral, and then walk your palms forward a little bit. And then begin hip circles. Your hips are going to lead the way here and make circles, or maybe a different shape. You can get creative. Big, small, fast, slow, you are in charge. Maybe you make different shapes, figure eights, squares, whatever you like. Explore. Take about 4 more breaths here. Complete to you, then just make your way back to your neutral tabletop. So now your wrists are under your shoulders again. And then once you get there, on an inhale, bring your right foot behind you. So keep your right toes on the mat, your right leg is straight, and you might stay right here just making some circles or half circles with your heel. Stay here if that's what's best for you, and just really get to know your body here. Where's the best place for you to be right now? Now, if it's safe to do so, you might inhale that leg up so it's parallel with the earth and the toes point down. You can stay right here exploring this, or come back to the first option. Or maybe you inhale, lengthening that leg even more, and exhale, bring the knee in towards your chest. And continue that flow. Inhale, lengthen. Belly is strong. Exhale, knee comes in. Take one more breath wherever you are today. And then make your way back down to neutral tabletop. And on an inhale, bring the left foot back behind you. Toes stay down, explore that. Moving the heel all around. And stay right here, or maybe inhale, lifting the leg. And you can stay here, or inhale, lengthen. And exhale, bend the knee, draw it in. And keep going. Finish up one last breath wherever you are today. And on an exhale, bring the left knee back down. And here's where we take our first child pose. So you might need to bring your knees wide apart. You can always keep them together, whatever feels best for you. And let your hips come down towards the heels. Now allow your forehead to touch the mat so it can rest on the mat. And if that's not working, you might stack your fists and rest your head there if the forehead doesn't reach otherwise. And just let go, find a release. You can stay here as long as you like. You can pause this video at any time. And just return to your breath. Now when you're ready, begin to make your way back to your tabletop. And from tabletop, tuck your toes and inhale your knees up to downward facing dog. So your body's an inverted V here. You might start to bend one knee and then the other, pedaling the feet. Maybe even matching the movement with your breath, how you like to. Or maybe you stay in stillness. And take several more breaths here. If at any time you need to come out of it, then that's fine. You can always return to child pose or anything else. After you're done exploring this pose, on an inhale, lift your heels up high. And exhale, walk feet towards hands or hands towards feet. Inhale, half lift, flat back, lengthening your spine, palms on your shins. And exhale, fold, Uttanasana. Keep your knees a little bit bent. Maybe they bend a lot. That's fine if that's best for you. You can keep your hands on the mat. Or maybe you wish to grasp opposite elbows with your hands. Nod out the yeses, shake out the nose. Sway side to side, these are all options. And just feel into this upside down experience. Trying to let the whole spine release here, the neck, the head. And enjoy one more deep breath here. On your next inhale, with soft knees and a strong belly, sweep your arms out to the sides, palms together above your head. Exhale, hands heart center. Inhale, sweep your arms out and up. Exhale, swan dive and fold. Inhale, half lift, flat back, lengthen your spine. And then from the top of your mat, bring your hands down to the mat, bend your knees and bring the right foot back behind you. Bring the right knee down. This is another one. You can put the blanket under your knee here if you'd like to. On an inhale, bring your palms up to your thigh, and you can stay right here. Or maybe you inhale the arms up. Keep your shoulders relaxed. And you might even choose to then interlace your fingers behind your back. Open heart, deep breath here. Now from here you can release that and bring your right hand down under your right shoulder on the mat and twist to the left. So your left hand can stay on your thigh. You can look anywhere. Your neck can do whatever it needs to do here. Breathe. If you want to take it further, your hand might come to your shoulder or reach up towards the sky. Last deep breath here. And on your exhale, bring that hand down. And bring that left knee back for tabletop, and we'll just switch it out by bringing the right foot forward. So get yourself situated in your low lunge, and then inhale your hands up to your thigh. Stay there, or inhale the arms up with softened shoulders and a relaxed jaw. You might interlace fingers behind your back as well. And then release and bring your left hand down into your left shoulder and twist to the right. Right hand on your right thigh or to your right shoulder, or reach that arm up and breathe. On your exhale, bring that hand down and bring the right knee back behind you and come to your child pose, knees together or apart. Resting the forehead on the mat or stacking hands in fists to bring the mat to you. And again, you can pause this video and stay here as long as you like, or explore any movements as long as you would like, as long as it's safe. Or if you're ready, we'll go ahead and make our way back up to downward facing dog. Like to take these next couple of breaths to make those movements, maybe bending a knee and then the other, pedaling the feet some more, you can. On your next inhale, lift your heels up, and exhale, walk feet towards hands or hands towards feet. Inhale, half lift, flat back, lengthen spine. Exhale, fold. Soft knees, strong belly. Inhale, sweep arms out and up, palms together. Exhale, hands, heart center. So from here, from the top of your mat, bring your right foot back behind you and come to your warrior two stance. So mine is pretty wide here, but it's okay if yours is a little bit of a shorter stance, that's totally fine. Do what feels the most safe to you. So get yourself nice and rooted into your mat. So the left foot is still pointing forward and the left knee is bent over that left ankle or foot. Back leg is straight. Keep the shoulders softened even as you inhale those arms out and up, reaching in opposite direction. Warrior two. Now from here, you can stay there if you want, or you might bring your right hand on your right thigh and reach that left arm up, or maybe behind you. Breathe. Still practicing Dirga breath, where with every inhale you try to fill the belly with air, and the lungs and the throat, and exhale, release completely. From here, make your way back to warrior two, and then bring your left forearm on your left thigh and reach that right arm forward, activating the entire right side body. Now to take it further, you might pivot that heart, your chest open up towards the sky. On your next inhale, make your way back up to warrior two. Straighten the leg now. Keep your hips where they are, but reach through the waist as far forward as you can. And then bring the left hand down to the left shin or knee. Right arm reaches up for triangle. Breathe. It's okay if you're not looking up at the hand or the ceiling. You can look down or wherever you need to. Looking down might help you be a little more grounded. Now strengthen your belly and inhale, bring yourself back up. And you might bring your hands to your knees here and then pivot your feet, heel toe your feet together. And then step back to the top of your mat. And then from the top of your mat, bring your left foot back behind you, bending into the right knee. Right foot still pointing forward, wherever that is for you. I'm using both sides here to show forward. So your back leg, your left leg is straight, parallel, your foot's parallel with the short edge of the mat. Relax your shoulders as you inhale the arms out and up. And you can stay here and explore warrior two throughout this whole flow if you'd like. Or maybe you come to reverse warrior, bringing the left hand back on your back thigh, inhaling the right arm up or behind you, and breathe. When you're ready, make your way back through warrior two. And come to side angle, right forearm on right thigh, reach the left arm forward now. Activate that whole left side body. On your next inhale, make your way back up, straighten the leg. Reach as far forward as you can, reaching towards where the right arm is reaching, and bring the right hand down. On the right leg, reach the left arm up. Triangle. One more breath. And then strengthen the belly. Bring yourself back up. Hands on the hips. And then pivot your right foot. So now your feet are wide on the mat and your toes are pointed towards the corners of the mat now. So this is 5-pointed star. Reach your arms up. So arms are like a V. Legs are straight, arms are straight. Your head is the center point of your star shape. Twinkle your fingers. One more deep breath here. And you can stay here, but if you want to add some core, then you might bend your knees, bend your elbows. Maybe you even move the hips in goddess, Devyasana. So feel free to explore that if you'd like. A couple more deep breaths. And then bring your hands to your hips and straighten your leg. And then parallel your feet, even the little pigeon toes. You don't want to keep them pointing out anymore, because now what we're going to do with your feet like that is take a big inhale and exhale, hinge at the hips and fold forward, wide leg forward fold. So try to you might just keep your hands right under your shoulders, that's fine, but try to keep your head and your neck relaxed. And breathe. If you want to explore different stretches here, you can reach behind you with your fingers pointing away from your body. Maybe you choose to hold your ankles and bend one knee and then the other. So give yourself about 3 or 4 more breaths here, exploring your own wide leg forward fold, using your breath. Now bring your right hand under your head, and on an inhale, reach your left arm out, maybe up. On an exhale, bring the left hand down to take the place of the right. Inhale, right arm out and up. Exhale the right hand down, strengthen the belly, hands come to the hips, and slowly inhale the torso back up. And then heel toe the feet together. And then we'll do a little balancing. So we're gonna do tree pose, and you can always go to a wall. That's what's so great about this studio, the walls are so close. So if you'd like to just hold on to a wall, that's fine. Otherwise, from wherever you are, let your feet be right underneath you, about hip width distance apart, palms at heart center. And find a drishti, that's a focal point somewhere in front of you, something that's not moving. So a pet would probably not be a good focal point unless they're taking a really deep nap. So it's going to help you stay balanced if you're looking at one spot. And let some roots grow under your feet. So find that stability with the earth supporting you, underneath you. And then shift your weight over into one foot, whatever foot you want to start with. Keep your hips level, and you might even just, have that knee pointed outward with the heel on your leg, and your toes can be a kickstand, that's fine. Or you could put your foot somewhere else along the leg, just not on the knee joint, and breathe. You might grow some branches. One more deep breath. And then bring your hands back to heart center and release that. And come back to balancing on both feet. Find that stability, the roots. And then shift your weight to the other foot. And find your tree pose on the other side. It might look totally different, and that's fine. Find your breath. 3 deep breaths. And then bring your hands to heart center, release, shake it out. And then from back in this Tadasana mountain pose here, on your inhale, sweep your arms out and up. And use your left hand to grab your right wrist and lean over to the left for lateral half moon. Big side body stretch. Breathe into that. On your inhale, come back up through the center, switch it out, exhale, other side. And then inhale, coming back up, reaching up, standing at the top of your mat. As you exhale, swan dive and fold. Inhale, half lift, flat back, lengthen the spine. Exhale, hands to the mat and step back to plank. So you have the option to, of course, not do this if this is too much for you, or bring your knees down. Maybe you do that variation. So wherever you are, make sure your shoulders are over your wrists and you're hugging your belly button towards your spine, engaging your core. Relax your face and breathe. Now bring your knees down to the mat and just come all the way down onto your belly. And now stack your hands. Your palms are facing down. Rest one cheek. Bend your knees. Windshield wipe your feet left to right. And you can pause this video and stay here as long as you want. Release your feet down to the mat. And then bring your chin onto the mat and bring your arms down by your sides. Your palms are facing down, but arms a little bit away from the body. And as you inhale, peel your chest off the mat. Lift your arms, Shalabhasana. You might just do this simple variation. This is fine. Or maybe you wish to also peel your thighs and lift everything but your hips. Keep your gaze down at your mat to keep your neck in line with the rest of your spine. Breathe. On your next inhale, lift higher. And exhale, let it all go and come back to that pillow. Maybe you rest the opposite cheek. Maybe you add in the windshield wiping some more. Now bring your elbows under your shoulders and let your forearms be on the mat, fingers spread wide, Sphinx pose. So your chin is parallel to the earth. And this might be where you stay. Don't be afraid to stay right here. Or if you want that extra core work and it's appropriate for you, then you can either keep your knees down and look down towards your belly button as you inhale your hips up and breathe. And keep your core strong. Maybe you even tuck your toes and do full forearm plank. Stay with your breath. On an exhale, gently release that. Come back to your pillow. Maybe come back back to the windshield wiping or stay in stillness. And then from here, whenever you're ready, then start to make your way over onto your back and recenter yourself on the mat. And let your soles of your feet be on the mat, knees pointed up, knees bent. And your arms and your palms are on the mat next to you. And on your inhale, begin to lift your hips up towards the sky for your bridge pose. You can have a small bridge. It doesn't have to be a really huge bridge pose. That's up to you. Now, if it's appropriate for you to lift higher and you want to do that, then that's fine. Make sure you keep the back of your head on the mat. And really use your glutes here. Use those muscles in your buttocks to help lift and breathe. On your exhale, slowly and gently let that go. Bring your spine back onto the mat and your hips. And then hug your knees into your chest and rock left to right. Massage your back just like you did at the beginning of class. And then bring your feet down onto the mat again. And now cross your right outer ankle onto your left thigh for figure 4. And you might stay right here. You can stay here and breathe. Maybe you even use your right hand to press into your right thigh a little. Maybe you even reach through with your hands and hold behind your left thigh. And you could use your right elbow to press into your right thigh. So lots of options. Go where it's best for you. You might even play with straightening the left leg. Breathe. And soften through the heart space. Soften the shoulders as much as you can in this pose. On an exhale, release your left foot back to the mat. Uncross your leg. Now cross your left outer ankle on your right thigh. Stay here. Or go to whatever variation is best for you. And again, soften where you can. On an exhale, release the right foot and release the left. Uncross the legs. And then bring your arms out by the sides. Maybe your palms are facing down for more grounding. Palms can be up for more receiving. Or maybe you come to cactus arms. And let your knees fall over to the right, coming into your twist. And make any adjustments you need to so it's comfortable. And your head rolls to the opposite side, towards the left. Maybe even looking at your left elbow or wrist. And with every exhale, get a little heavier and soften a little bit more. begin to bring the head back to center and bring the knees back up. And then allow them to fall to the other side and make those adjustments again. And the head rolls to the right. And inhale, let the head roll back up and bring the knees back up. And then from here you might bring your feet up towards the ceiling for your happy baby. So you might just grasp the outer ankles for happy baby. Or maybe you can hold the outer edges of your feet. Let your knees and feet be wide apart. Knees are bent. Rock left to right. Exploring this happy baby, or you can come to any other movements you might need to here at the end of practice. So feel free to go where you need to. I'm going to explore reclined butterfly or Supta Baddha Konasana, which is allowing the knees to open and the soles of my feet to be together, but that may not be comfortable unless you have blocks under your thighs. So just go wherever is appropriate for you for these last 6 breaths or so before Shavasana. And finish up your last 2 breaths or so here. Finishing up all those final movements. And then when you're ready to come to Shavasana, make your way there. So in Shavasana, you're simply lying on your mat as comfortable as you can possibly be. So as I said before, if you choose to have your palms open, that's more receiving, or face down is more grounding. The feet should be, or the legs should be apart, the feet splayed open like an open book. Soften the face, soften the entire body. Maybe do a quick body scan to notice how the body's feeling right now before going into Shavasana, and then just let it go. Notice the back of your head resting on the earth. Soften all of your facial muscles, your jaw, your third eye, that space between your eyebrows. Relax your neck and let your shoulders melt into the earth. Soften your arms, your hands, fingers, back, belly, hips, thighs, knees, shins, calves, ankles, feet, and every toe. Completely relax the entire body from head to toe and let everything go. Just sink into the earth. Release Dirga breath. Come back to your natural breath and allow your body to melt. Begin to deepen your breath again. And start to draw awareness back into the body. Make some small movements, maybe begin with the fingers and the toes. And then perhaps roll out the wrists and the ankles. On an inhale, reach your arms over your head like a morning stretch, pointing and flexing your feet. Noticing the feeling of being alive. And then start to bring your knees in towards your chest and roll over onto one side and stay there resting on one side for several breaths. Just noticing how you feel. Perhaps you notice how you feel now compared to the beginning of class. And please understand there's no right or wrong answer. It's just paying attention to how you feel and whatever's going on within. Begin to press yourself back up into a seat. Back into Sukhasana, seated easy pose. And then let's end class with one more breath together. So on your inhale, sweep your arms out and up, bring your palms together above your head. Exhale, hands, heart center, tuck your chin. Honoring you and your presence here today, virtually. Thank you for sharing your practice with me. Namaste.